Question 102. Eloise wants to divide 0.07 divided by zero point 0.4. So 700ths divided by 4/10. She thinks she's a shortcut. Can I just divide 7 divided by 4? She wonders. And this is a mistake that lots of kids do. All right. So what do you think? I don't think you can just do 6 divided by 4 because this is not equivalent to this. All right. In order to get 7, we would have to do this. So if I want to take this 700ths and turn it into 7, well, we would have to multiply by 100. And that would move my decimal 2 spots to the right. Now, to get 4, we only move it 1 spot to the right. So that means we're only going to divide this by 10. Remember, you can't do that. All right. If we have this 700ths divided by 4/10, all right, if I'm going to make this into a 7, well, then we would multiply this by 100 to make that a 7. And whatever I do the top, you would have to multiply the bottom by the same thing. You would have to multiply that also by 100. And if we did that, well, 0.07 times 100, we move it 2 spots to the right. That makes that a 7. If I multiply 4/10 by 100, and these are multiplication symbols, not decimals, these blue dots. So it's multiplying by 100, so I got to move my decimal 2 spots to the right. So this now becomes 7/40. All right, 7 over 40, or 7 divided by 40, not 7 divided by 4. So you can't just drop out the decimals and call it good. All right, so determine the answer to this. All right, so we got to do some long division now. So I've got 700ths, so 0.07, divided by 4/10. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but when I do this, 700ths divided by 4/10, we got to start inside the box. 700ths divided by 4/10. All right. Now on this, I guess we could have thought about this just a little bit different. We could do this. So remember what we got over here, and I guess I should have multiplied by a 10, but we've got this top inside, bottom outside. Are these two equal to each other? Well, think about it. To make this into a 40, you would move it 2 spots to the right, and then we'd have to move this 2 spots to the right. See, we get the same thing, but I should have divided by a 10. No big deal. So in order to do this division, remember step number 1, we can't have decimals outside. So I'm going to slide this 1 spot to the right. So now I slide this 1 spot to the right, and then I put my answer right up top. All right, and what we're really doing when we slide our decimals 1 spot to the right, we're really multiplying both of these by a 10. So we kind of are doing this idea right here. I am taking this and I am multiplying this by a 10 and this by a 10. And so now that gives me, move my decimal 1 spot to the right, 0.7. Move this 1 spot to the right, makes this a nice 4. And then we're into this division problem. Now I got to actually find the answer, don't I? All right, so get that. So my decimal's over there. And we'll move that just to make it look a little bit better. All right, so let's see. 4 doesn't go into 0. 4 goes into 7 once. I get a 4. 7 minus 4 is 3. Remember, we moved our decimal straight up top because it was here. So we slid it up top. Drop down a 0. Makes it 30. 4 goes into 30 7 times, and that is 28. Subtract, and I get 2. Oh, I think I'm going to like that 2. Get this out of the way. That's a 2. Drop down another 0. And 4 goes into 20 5 times with no remainder. So my answer is 175 thousandths, 0.75. But the idea, once again, slide my decimal 1 spot to the right. And that means I got to slide it 1 spot to the right inside. And then we put it right up here in our answer. All right, hopefully that helps.